So we'll be coming in with Tyriad and a new character that you guys will be meeting, having helped to deal with the dinosaur. Rory has a lecture to attend this evening. I don't know what Echo is going to be up to.
Echo probably wouldn't be there if it's at a lecture.
I
Are
thought you
you,
were just bringing Rory there. I would figure Rory would be like too nervous to go face Tyriad alone, and then just ask Echo to walk him there.
Yeah, she would walk him there.
All right. So you two would return to the Mages Academy. Find your way to the lecture hall listed on the schedule for this. School would be about the same as when you were there the other day. Busier now, that it's kind of later in the day. Although, probably still not that busy because it's later. It's not really peak class time, but as you come to the lecture hall, probably, I imagine, would you guys be aiming to get there a little bit early, or?
Probably. She'd probably be pushing him if,
Rory's trying to take his precious little time because he's nervous.
Yeah, she's pushing him.
So yeah, you'd get there. There'd probably be maybe one or two other people kind of settling in the seats. See Tyriad standing in the front of the podium, kind of shifting through some notes.
Rory's gonna look towards the exit to see if Echo's there, and
I mean, she'll stick around.
she's not just gonna go, okay, bye, Rory.
No, like she's
shoves
gonna.
him into the room and dips.
No, she's just gonna make sure you're okay and stuff.
He's never done a lecture before, so who knows what to expect.
As you kind of enter the room, Tyriad would probably glance up and, seeing it's you, greet you. Probably
Rory
hasn't
kinda
been that long since you saw him, but
Rory kind of just like waves his hand shyly and goes to a table, maybe.
yeah, I don't know how long Echo's hanging around.
Probably until it starts, and then she'll probably just.
All right, yeah. So you guys would sit for a good couple of minutes, as some other students kind of file in and start filling up the seats. You notice it's not exactly like crowded. Like there's a good, over a dozen people here, but not packed the way that you would expect, or not necessarily expect, but not packed to the capacity of the lecture hall that you're in. Not by a long shot. Then I imagine kind of getting the vibe of getting started on it. Echo probably dip out.
Yeah.
And then for Rory, as far as your POV goes, Tyriad will start up the lecture. You can tell the name of this lecture was an intro to chronergy course. You can tell this is all stuff that Tyriad probably has kind of like tucked in the back of his mind, as he just sort of starts into it, and it all comes very natural to him. However, that being said, you can also tell that this probably isn't necessarily the first lecture in this sort of series that he would be giving. There's some concepts that you can tell you're missing some base info on to really kind of grasp. Give me an insight check. Pretty
boy.
easy one, hopefully.
Insight, boom.
Yeah, good job.
Oh, thank God.
You'd be able to tell that there are definitely some points where while he's talking where you can tell Tyriad kind of pauses and explains something a little bit more in depth than maybe he would if you weren't there. Knowing that you don't really have the sort of background based knowledge for some of it. In general, the lecture mostly focuses on the interaction between chronergy, graviturgy, and the arcane, sort of as a whole. Apparently, you learn the current working theory is that it's the interplay of time and space being what generates the weave, which is the sort of underlying magic that wizards manipulate in the universe. According to Tyriad, Dunamancy, which is the combined school of both chronergy and graviturgy, focuses primarily on learning to manipulate those aspects and therefore manipulate the weave on a fairly fundamental level. Using a slight control of time and space to sort of dodge the worst of certain outcomes and bin luck in your favor. Give me an Arcana check as well.
I'm like, not gonna lie. I hope Rory understands this because it's slightly
We'll
getting
find
a lot
out.
in my head.
You get a general grasp of the idea. Dunamancy is magic based on space and time. You can use it to give yourself advantage because you can slow other people down, you can speed yourself up. You can alter outcomes and whatnot because you can sort of not quite see into the future, but kind of pull certain outcomes into reality from the sort of multiverse. Overall, even with this being intro course, you can tell you kind of just need an intro to the arcane in general to maybe
Understand this better.
build you up to understand sort of the nuances of what he's getting at here. But overall, you do at least kind of get the vibe of what the chronergy, the chronergy Dunamancy schools are. Probably, you can tell also that a lot of the other students are more advanced in that they're at least specializing into chronergy.
Yeah.
But whole thing probably like a 90-minute lecture. And yeah, I mean, you come away from it feeling like you've learned a little bit, and also getting a bit of a better idea of sort of where you can, where the knowledge gaps are for you to fill in.
Damn, he picked that up better than I would have. Not gonna lie. Oh boy.
I kind of imagine as Tyriad is lecturing, casting the occasional glance at you, trying to gauge if you're following, if not, backtracking a little bit and sort of adding some context.
Really?
But yeah, goes pretty well. Learn more than you maybe would have feared. Also, I imagine Rory would probably be still fairly nervous, at least through the first bit, but as you kind of settle into how the flow of it all works, probably calming down a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Definitely there, at least.
And then yeah, he'll finish up, thank everyone for attending, wish them luck in their studies, reminding his enrolled students about some homework that they have.
There's homework.
For students who are actually enrolled in a specific school, yeah,
Okay.
they do. Not for you, not for people who are just attending for fun.
I was like, wait a minute. God. Yeah, it's free to do class, but you gotta do the homework too. What?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Fair, I guess.
And then as the rest of the class sort of trickles out, Tyriad will probably sort of give you a wave and ask you what you thought,
Rory
how
kind of
you're feeling.
shifts around a little bit and goes, "Is it always this overwhelming?"
Well, this is the first one that you've been to, right?
He kind of just nods.
No, they'll definitely get easier as you go. This even being an intro course, I imagine there's some foundationals that you could probably use to help out.
Rory kind of starts blabbing about how he didn't know what the what the weave was, or what like some terminology he was using. He's like, how are you supposed to just pick up on this? It's just by exposure,
Um,
or does it actually just get that easy, or just listening all the time about it?
well, the more work you do with it, the more you listen, the more you talk and write and immerse yourself in it, it kind of becomes second nature. I've
Ooh.
also been doing this for almost 550 years at this point, so we'll kind of give a little bit of a self-conscious chuckle. Um, and then he'll go back to the podium where his notes and whatnot are, and he'll take out a book and offer it to you. And you'll see it's on sort of the very basic foundations of the arcane and sort of how that all works.
Rory kind of just nods and asks, "Is this what you call homework?"
Not homework, just a gift. If it's something that interests you, that'll at least help set you in the right direction.
Terry had a gift. I mean, he immediately got nervous hearing the word gift.
I guess you could also consider it an investment.
He lessens up the tension. I mean, okay. And he kind of puts the book in his pocket. I don't know how he fits everything in his pocket, but he puts it in his pocket.
Yeah, big pants, big pockets.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's Fundamentals of the Arcane, you said, or?
Yeah, pretty much. It's basically, if you have no idea what magic is, here's the rundown.
I know it's the other Arcane book. Naboko book.
Boko.
That is now in his pockets. He nods, thanks Tyriad. He kind of asked Tyriad if he should try out any of the other free ones before deciding to on a path. Because he still doesn't know really which one he wants to pursue.
Oh, sure. I would encourage you to take your time. Feel out the different schools, get an idea of what each one can offer, and if any of them call to you.
But he kind of looks up. But what if there isn't one that just calls to me? How am I supposed to know?
Well, I suppose as you learn more about what each school sort of entails and whatnot, you'll at least get a better idea of how they could fit into what you do, what you want to do. And if nothing of that seems worthwhile, then you could always just go with sheer curiosity. If you really can't settle on a single school, I mean, you're welcome to just sort of pursue an education on your own terms. I mean, all of the lectures are free. It's easier with a guide, of course, but you can continue to learn as much as you'd like without having to commit.
Really? It could just be like that?
Sure, if that's what you want. We
Um,
we offer classes here out of a love for sharing the knowledge of the arcane. It's not really about profiting or anything like that.
oh. Um, I mean, well, that eases it, I guess.
If it makes you feel any better, I studied magic for almost 5 years before I settled into chronomancy.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Tyriad.
I'll give a nod.
I'll... And he starts heading for the door.
He'll tell you have a good day and whatnot, and give you a little wave. Start picking up his stuff.
He waves back and heads to the door.
All right, we'll cut to Echo for a bit. What's Echo up to?
She is just people watching.
People
Needs to
watching.
pee,
In
so-
her kitty
Okay.
form.
Oh, where are you?
Right next to the tower.
Okay, outside the academy.
Yeah, pretty much if she sees him, she's going to jump on him. Jump on his
On
shoulders.
Rory.
Yeah.
Nice. Give me a perception check while you're hanging out.
Okay.
Ooh, those chips gave me really bad heartburn. Ooh.
Perception.
Nice. Yeah, you would notice, coming and going, a good crowd of people that, most of which, honestly, you would probably peg as being academics. I mean, they kind of look the part. Couple people you're sort of more surprised to see entering the academy, more sort of fighter-looking types. Sitting out kind of in the courtyard. Probably after a while, you would see a very small group of people. I have to pull up my notes on them real quick. So, Echo, you're sitting outside the Mages Academy. Yes.
Mm.
You see 8 people and their teacher with them file out into the courtyard, sort of a more open space nearby, and start fighting with weapons. They all have some kind of bladed weapon that they appear to be training with. And you'll see they're using magic to kind of buff themselves, make their blades magical. You can see them sort of glowing. Some of them seem to do extra sort of damage. Using shield, various ways of dodging, maneuvering, whatnot. As a bard, it wouldn't be entirely unfamiliar to you because you also kind of fight and use magic. It's not really quite as integrated as these guys seem to be doing it. It kind of seems to be more. Whereas yours is you can fight and you can also use magic. Using magic for the purposes of their swordplay seems to be kind of what these guys are focusing in on. And you'll watch them train for a bit, and after a while, you'll see a particularly tall, brown owl man sort of stride up to the person you assume is the teacher training these guys. They'll talk for a bit, And if you could give me an insight check, por favor. Nice. Yeah, you can't really hear what they're saying. It's a little far away, but you do get the vibe that whoever this owl person is, very important. The teacher person sort of has this bit of like deference to them as they're speaking, practically bowing as the guy walks away. Not like fully, but you can tell that's kind of the instinct on the part of the teacher, kind of inclining their head. And the guy, the owl, will walk away, go into the academy itself, and kind of leave your line of sight once they enter the building. But yeah, you'll be sitting outside for, again, like I said, I think about an hour and a half, probably. A little bit longer, as Rory kind of pauses to talk with Tyriad for a bit. Rory, when the lecture's done, are you making your way outside straight off? Or are you gonna wander at all? Any
Rory
plans?
is gonna wander around trying to look for Echo.
Okay.
He doesn't know. He's assuming Echo went somewhere else in the building.
Okay.
Basically.
Echo wants to like walk up to the guy,
The owl guy.
not the owl guy, the
The teacher?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Rory, you'll kind of wander the building a bit. As you do, we'll continue on with Echo. You'll go up, still kind of after the owl has left. They'll go back to kind of instructing their students, more just kind of overseeing, occasionally sort of shouting a tip or some advice or correcting someone. How are you approaching?
She's just gonna she's gonna in a few feet away from him, just kind of like watch him, listen for like a minute, and then after that minute's done, if he doesn't do anything, she's gonna she's gonna jump on his shoulder.
Right,
Oh.
you are a cat.
Yep, she's a cat.
Okay, let's see.
It's bad that I also forgot that you were a cat. Innocent Echo's a cat right now. Is that on nat 1?
Yep. 1 second.
Is the DM allowed to do a nat 1?
Apparently.
Okay. Just want to make sure I'm not imagining things.
Yeah, unfortunately, the dice do what the dice do.
Yes.
She would make herself known, by the way. She would be in front of him, like.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Let's see. What level is that?
Oh no.
I'm nervous for the result of this. Not gonna lie.
What the fuck level is that, actually,
What the
though?
fuck?
What the fuck? Trying to find a spell I can't remember the name of.
He's gonna kill her.
Oh
No.
god. Why would the owl kill?
What's with the owl?
Yeah, this is just
A random dude.
yeah,
Oh, this
an
is a
elf,
random
I
teacher.
think.
Oh God.
What the fuck? Is that not a wizard spell?
Is stupefy? Are you trying to do stupefy or something like that?
No.
Nah, I was like, that's not a D&D thing, but you know, I feel like when I think of wizards, that's what I think of.
Stupefy.
I know that's not right, but like, yeah, that's what I think of.
It's not a wizard spell? No, it is. What level is it? What? Why was it not? Okay, whatever. Okay. You would be a small creature. Okay. What?
I'm so concerned.
No, you'll be fine. I'm just trying to figure out how the fuck you're supposed to contest this.
Contest on that one?
No, the nat one was for something else.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, Echo. As you go to leap, you'll see the guy, kind of jump a little bit as if he's almost like half panicked by you. I guess give me a dex save.
Oh.
That bad?
Yeah, no, that's okay. As you jump, you feel yourself snatched out of the air by an invisible hand. And it just kind of holds you there. As the guy kind of in a panic, you see him reach out and do the gesture as if he's grabbing something out of the air, and then you'll feel the invisible hand grab you and hold you, kind of leaving you levitating up, sort of in front of him.
Oh, damn.
She will purr.
Best response.
You'll see him kind of look at you for a minute, look a little, sort of narrow his eyes. You can tell trying to sort of figure out what exactly you are. And then gently lower you to the ground. And just kind of place you down and sort of keep just kind of giving you a confused stare.
She's gonna do the cat thing where she's like rubbing up against his legs. Oh no. And then then she'll get on her back and show her belly, asking for belly rubs.
Roll me a persuasion check.
11.
He'll kneel down and pet you after a moment's pause.
Good.
Belly rub successful.
Yes. Her first belly rub.
Wow.
Oh yeah, she's been asking for them for a bunch of times at this point.
Finally.
Finally, the stranger gave her belly rub.
She will purr like really loud.
Jumping back to Rory. I guess you said you're gonna look around in the building. Any specific plans on where you want to go?
Nope, he's just looking for Echo.
Okay.
So he's sporadically calling out Echo's name.
Just wandering the
Echo!
halls.
Why would
Echo!
she be in there?
He's like, I swear I saw you leave, but where did you go?
Roll me a D100.
D100.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Why does one of those things say fudge?
Because you can force a certain roll, I think. I don't remember. Yeah, it just always rolls. Oh. Actually, don't know.
I was like, what is that? Out of 100, I rolled a 14. I don't know how I feel about that.
That is, yeah, pretty low odds, which is fair enough.
It's my luck. It's Rory's luck. It's everyone's luck. Let's be real.
As you sort of wander, ending up back in the staff offices area, at some point you will pass an open door and give me a perception check. We'll see if you even notice. It'd be funny if you didn't.
Perception. Really, Rory?
Yeah, no, that's good
Perception.
enough. As you walk by, you happen to kind of glance in, and you'll see it's actually Winston, sitting in there.
Oh, Winston. That's what Rory says when he sees Winston. Oh, Winston! And he starts like doing the embarrassing waving thingy. to
He'll
Winston.
look up and give you a wave as you do. Ah, Rory, hello. Good to see you.
Rory kind of just kind of points in, like gesturing, kind of like, "Can I come in?"
He'll wave you in.
It's like, Winston, I didn't know you'd be here.
Oh, of course, I work here. I suppose you wouldn't
You
have known that.
you know, like the dumbfounded face that characters do, like, huh? Rory just kind of goes, "Robots can work here."
Well, I suppose that's a bit of a nuanced question. We'll kind of pause, sort of, you can tell he's kind of mulling over how to explain the situation.
Rory just puts up his hand. He's like, "No need. That was kind of mean of me to say. I meant it more surprising that, like, you'd want to learn magic. But then I remembered." Well, actually, let me do a history check before he says, "Then I remembered."
Yep.
He still says, "Then I remembered," but let me do a history check anyway.
Yeah, but did he? No. No, he did not.
No, Rory's just going to say, "But then I remembered," and then you're just going to see blank face on Rory.
Of course, I take no offense. It is rather unusual, I'll admit. Are you aware of the position of automatons in the Solar Court, Rory?
Rory's just going to have to continue having the blank face on his face because he's trying to remember. You know, like when people have, like, are thinking and he has his hand to his cheek and he's like, like the brain, the blank face brain, you know.
Yep.
That's Roy's face right now.
Winston
In response
will...
to Winston's
Yeah.
question.
Winston will kind of just stop talking and, like, watch, waiting for you to kind of catch up. Not in, like, a rude way, just like, oh, okay, yep, you need a minute, sure.
Rory's just staring. He, in his head, he's going like, if I stare long enough, he'll answer for me. Right? He'll answer. That's what Rory's thinking right now. Roy just nods. After
Well,
like 30 minutes, 30 seconds pass.
excruciatingly long amount of silence.
Yep, he just nods.
Winston will nod in response to that. Well, because of that, I'm technically on the payroll, but it's through Period as a. I'm his. Well, it's complicated, but yes, I'm more of a bookkeeper. I lecture occasionally, although it's more on the actual rune work of the arcane. And he'll start down a rabbit hole, kind of explaining what he does, but it is far and away beyond what Rory can understand at this point.
Roy's just gonna do the triple blink thing and kind of continue nodding his head and keep blinking and nodding his head.
How long do you let him talk at you for?
Rory's just gonna keep going until he hears a break. Let him keep going until he hears a break. So, yep.
He'll
And Rory's
probably
head is like,
talk for a good like 10 minutes about what he does and his interests in
oh.
the the sort of nuances of the written forms of magic and the rune work of it and whatnot.
And Rory's just gonna be nodding the entire time. And go, that, Winston, was very fascinating. And he kind of does the sly, crooked smile that when people are like, I hope he didn't catch it, I wasn't paying attention.
Give me a deception roll.
Oh god. Yeah, that would make sense. Come on, Rory. I need you to be like a team player here and actually be deceptive.
Just barely making it. Okay.
Thank you, Rory. Thank you. Don't need to embarrass yourself at the school.
He'll kind of nod, thank you for the curiosity, and then ask if there was anything that he could help you with or that you needed.
Rory turns away for about a second and then he goes, actually, wait a minute. Have you seen Echo?
I'm afraid I haven't. No, are you expecting her?
Oh, no. Well, not so much I'm expecting her. It's just I came here with her.
Oh. Well, she hasn't been up to my office.
Ah. Right. That would make sense. Rory kind of just sits there. Or not stands there. Kind of tapping his toes and, like, feeling his fingers, Well, I guess I'll go look for her some more. And he kind of slowly backs towards the door. Say hi to Cyrus for me. Bye, Winston. And he immediately kind of like ducks out.
As you're sort of doing that, he'll say, "Very well, good to see you," and kind of wave you off as you go.
Yep.
And then a good 15 to 20 minutes later, I guess are you sticking with she's in the building somewhere, or?
That's what he's hoping for, at least.
All right. You'll wander around a bit longer. Probably passing a couple classrooms, getting glimpses of what some of the enrolled students are working on.
Mm-hmm. This entire time he thinks to himself like this seems kind of nice, not gonna lie. It's like I really hope I could get the handle of this school thing.
You'll pass
As he like walks past all the classrooms and stuff.
Yeah. You'll pass a transmutation classroom where the students are learning how to turn a mouse into a frog and back again.
He peeks in with like very amusement on his face. It's like life changing, literally in front of him.
And then probably a little bit further down, you'll pass an evocation classroom, which you can hear an explosion from as you walk by. Some smoke trails out from under the door.
It scares him a little bit, but then he peeks in, and he has like the big shock and awe face.
Yeah, you'll see everyone's fine. A couple things have clearly been set on fire and since put out, but yeah.
He gets very impressed by the situation. As he's walking or continues walking through, though, kind of occasionally calls out for Echo. He's just meandering around the schools now. At this point.
Yeah, let's say, at some point as you do, you will, I imagine, kind of turn a corner at some point and practically run into the rather tall owl man that Echo saw outside. And as you two kind of narrowly avoid colliding,
Oh, thank God he didn't actually collide into him. I was expecting to.
With
you can
the
roll
owl
for it if
dude?
you want, actually. Yep.
Yeah, I was totally expecting to. When you said the owl man, I'm like, oh God, Rory's gonna bump into him. Like, literally.
I mean,
Thank you.
we could do a save, but that's up to you. As you both sort of step back and kind of, readjust. We go, oh, terribly sorry.
Rory goes, oh no, I'm not watching where I'm going. I'm sorry. I'm just in awe of everything that's been happening here. It's like pretty amazing, not gonna lie.
He'll kind of blink and tilt his head a little bit, kind of looking you up and down. You are not currently enrolled here, yes? So you knew.
I'm still thinking about enrolling. Rory kind of just like nods.
Well, in that case, I hope to see you in my office soon enough.
Rory kind of looks at someone and goes, shakes and kind of scratches his head. Wait, why?
My name is Aristotle. I'm the headmaster of the academy. Nice to meet you.
Rory kind of just nods and goes, yeah. Nice to meet you too. How tall is this owl man, by the way?
Like almost 7 feet.
That Rory kind of turns around, trying to think like, and he kind of mutters, "Oh, this man's too tall. This man's too tall." And he kind of puts out his hand to like shake his hand.
Yeah, he'll shake. Give you a sort of polite smile, as much as a beaked creature can smile.
Rory is gonna unintentionally start shaking for some reason.
Like quivering?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And he tries to smile in return too. Like
Have you any idea what school you wish to pursue?
Rory's face kind of goes like deadpan, like and then he kind of shakes his head. No.
True beginner then. Good. Glad to have you. Take your time, get yourself acquainted. I'm sure all of the faculty would be happy to assist you with anything that you need.
Rory kind of looks at him and goes, "Actually, wait, you're the headmaster here, right?"
He'll nod.
If you don't know what type of magic you want to pursue, how do you figure that out?
Well, what, generally speaking, in life calls to you? Do you have something that you'd consider your purpose or a special talent that you wish to pursue?
Rory kind of steps back a little bit and kind of looks at the ground and kind of just shakes his head. I don't really know, if I'm being honest.
Very well, then.
he just kind of looks. I mean, I never really got to go to school when I never got to experience what be good, like a school life or growing up with around people, and so I know it's kind of selfish, but I kind of just want to enroll into a school just to, you know, be a little normal for once.
Sure. That's a completely valid reason. There are some of the more practical focused schools, uh, such as Abjuration, Enchantment. Those are two of the more popular ones these days, as they get the most use in the broader world. Some of the more maths based, such as Dunamancy. Necromancy is a fascinating one, although doesn't get much use considering the situation. Kind of gestures sort of vaguely around.
Rory kind of goes, I mean, I kind of get why that one does entice a lot of people. He kind of like fiddles his hands a little bit while saying that. It's not that much different from the magic I have, I guess.
You'll see he tilts his head a little bit at that. You already have magic.
Rory kind of just looks down at me and looks at his hands like, I'm not even sure if it can be considered magic, but it does stuff, I guess.
Well, you could look into a school that would complement that.
Rory shakes his head. I'm not sure anything complements. He kind of looks up at him like, blood magic?
Oh, well. Yes, I suppose necromancy would be rather the closest. You'll see him look thoughtful for a second. Do you have your badge on?
Rory always has a badge on if he's wearing his clothes.
Gotcha. 1 second. That's the wrong one.
The only time he doesn't have the badge on is when he's dressing up as his other personality. So
Okay. You'll see him kind of notice that, tilt his head a little bit, look thoughtful. And he'll go, oh, well, you're one of Administrator Shadowbane's new hires, yes? One of the fire team.
Roy kind of blinks at him and goes, what?
Well, are you a fighter then?
Rory kind of blinks like, a fighter?
My apologies for assuming.
I mean, I can fight. There's no doubt with that. But he feels Rory seems hesitant to answer what he does.
Well, it's a rather niche school considering most uses of weapons are limited to the military here, but if you're in the real department's fire team, you could perhaps look into blade singers. They're actually out in the courtyard training right now if you'd like to meet them.
Blade singers?
It's a school focused on augmenting fighting style.
Huh. And he kind of goes, do they enchant their weapons similar to how I enchant mine?
Well, I don't exactly know how you enchant yours now, but yes, that is certainly something that they do.
I mean, it's not conventionally the same way. And then Rory goes to describe the process of how he cuts his hand, drips blood on his weapon, and recites a not an incantation, but it's a blood rite, and
Mhm.
then it turns the weapons ice cold, which she demonstrated in front of him right now.
You'll
Kind of
see
like this.
him watching with uh, piqued curiosity and interest as you do this, sort of taking it in.
I basically use my blood to augment my weapon, so this is the rite of the cold. I forget what the rest part is, like rite of the cold or something like that. A cold night or something like that. Yeah. Where was it? Rite of the frozen. That's what it is. So it makes his weapon ice cold, basically. So, but I also can use my own blood to where he like kind of uses some blood and turns into like a healing mist to heal his own wound with his healing. So it's not exactly. I mean, it's magic, but it's
Well, isn't that fascinating?
it's not exactly traditional magic.
Well, this is more divine-based rather than arcane.
So I was told.
Divine magic is rather unpredictable in that it depends on its origin and, in some ways, the person using it, I suppose. However, an ability like that would certainly be something. I would encourage you to go speak with I need to fucking name this guy. I forgot
Is it dude?
that. It's not quite dude.
Can it be Dude Dudingson?
Dude Dudingson. Hello,
Or that's what
my
you-
name is Dude Dudingson.
Or what if that's not actually how you pronounce his name? Maybe it's the Dudingson. It's not actually pronounced
The
dude.
Dude
Like the
Dudingson.
do. The Dudingson.
The Dude
Gets it right.
Dudingson.
I'm sorry, that's just me being silly, but I'm like, he's like, everyone pronounces it wrong every single time. And then people greet him, "Are you Mr. Doo-Doo?" It's the
Oh,
do.
no.
The do, not doo-doo.
Dude.
Sir Daddy.
Now I really want to make a character named the Doo-Doo. Can't.
That's your next character if Rory dies.
Yep.
Or if I ever join another campaign, make him so pretentious and no one ever gets his name right. Sorry, I yeah. Derailment, sorry.
That's alright. But yeah, he'll at that he'll go. Fuck, I just closed the. God damn it. I would certainly encourage you to go speak to Professor Damaran. If the Blade Singing School isn't necessarily for you, he could at least perhaps give you better advice on what might be useful for someone of your job title and proclivities.
Rory kind of goes, okay, I mean, it can't hurt, right?
Of course, all of the faculty here are happy to help. New students are a rather rare occurrence, so I'm sure they'll all be vying for your favor.
Really? Why?
Well, we don't get too many students enrolling.
Wait, why? This place looks amazing. Like, think of all the opportunities.
Yes, I certainly agree with you. However, it seems a good number of the people who arrive here and, well, who end up staying in the solar port. Give me an insight check, as he is talking, by the way.
Inside.
Backpack,
Ugh.
backpack.
Nope.
You would notice, at least as he says the comment about those who stay in the solar court, he kind of like frowns a tiny bit, but moves on from it pretty quickly.
Fair.
Most of them don't have a particular interest in the lifestyle changes needed to seriously pursue the arcane. I always hope that more will come just out of curiosity to attend a lecture or two, but I suppose it's a lot to ask of busy folk.
I wonder why. But, I mean, can't hurt to go. So, thank you, Headmaster.
He'll give you a friendly nod. Yes, as I said, I just ran into them out in the courtyard now, so they should still be out there.
Oh, okay. And Rory takes a quick bow and starts sprinting towards whatever direction he pointed in.
He'll give you a quite like friendly wave and just kind of head off. Also, I do actually have a picture of this guy that I can post.
The owl?
The owl.
Headmaster Owl Owlington? I know that's not his name, but like...
It is now.
His name is Aristal or something like that?
Aristal, yeah.
Don't actually make his last name Owlington unless you actually like that.
The sad part is it's not that far off.
Oh, okay. I mean, to each their own. I won't stop you.
It's in photo logs now.
He looks like a student.
I don't know why I was expecting some big, bulky owl man like freaking
fluffy.
Gabora from Zelda. But you know, this works too.
He's lanky.
He's more like Stolas from Husband Hotel.
Yep.
No, from Hell of a Boss, but friendlier looking. I don't know why I was thinking of Gabora from Legend of Zelda, but that works too.
Got the wing hands.
Not the winged hands. Yo, Rory tried doing a handshake with that. Hold on,
just
Rory's so
grabbing
tiny.
feathers.
I'm just getting okay. Yeah, okay, Rory. I guess you tried. Can't say you didn't.
He's a cutie. Look at that.
And Rory's intimidated by that man. Oh my god, Rory!
He's very tall.
Rory just
Slender man.
scared of.
Yeah.
Rory's just scared of tall people.
Fair.
It's already established.
This guy's like probably the tallest that you've run into so far.
That's why he's like, because isn't
actually maybe the
also
orc in the
tall?
library was about the same height as him.
Yeah, but they're sitting down at a desk.
That's true.
That hides that.
Yeah. What did you ask?
Like, isn't Homer Bum pretty tall too?
Homer's 5'8" or 5'9". He's a tiny bit shorter than Tyriat.
Oh my god, he's shorter than Caillou.
Was Jamie here for the Caillou discussion?
No.
I don't know. She probably still lost by that. Were you here for the Caillou discussion?
No.
If you're ever curious, look up how tall Caillou is.
Okay.
You know, the little bald child that everyone makes fun of because he's a brat.
Oh.
Not because he's bald, because he's a brat.
I don't remember him being a brat. I used to watch that as a kid, but
I remember
I
he's
was
like he
4 or 5,
causes like problems for people.
Oh.
I don't know if it's intentional. It just kind of causes problems for people. That's what I remember. But
it was what, 5'11", by the way, I think.
Yeah, Caillou is 5'11".
Crazy number.
We don't. They're just tall there. That's all it is. They're just tall.
Yeah,
there
I think that's what we decided on was.
Because there's no way I'm shorter than Caillou. God. I mean, technically I am, but still, that's very weird.
That's got to be like his height as an adult, right? Like
I
you
hope,
would
because
think.
as a 2-year-old,
Wasn't he
no.
like 4
I
in
think
the
he's 5.
TV
I think
show?
he's 5.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
he's 5. Makes Jesus, 5'11". Anyway,
Anyway, yeah. Rory, you make your way outside. Um, give me a perception check real quick.
perception. Come on, Rory.
Nice. Yeah, you'll notice
Ah.
fairly quickly. I Echo getting belly rub in cat form, getting belly rubs.
Like, can I make a little bit of a thing though?
Sure.
I think she'd move on from belly rubs a little bit.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Like probably take his hand, does the whole face and hand thing. Like brings his hand to her face, pushes her face into it, and then makes her head come off.
Oh god. All right.
And Rory saw this, right?
What is this dude's rolls?
Uh,
What are you doing to this guy?
she's out to traumatize him, clearly.
What?
Did Rory see this happen?
No, that's not busted. Okay.
Did Rory
Yeah.
see this happen?
So Rory, you would walk out, probably notice Echo getting attention in cat form, just in time to hear a grown man scream. As the entire training class comes to a screeching halt, and they all turn to look at him as he leaps back in abject horror, and just kind of stares down at you.
Rory kind of immediately runs over. Oh my god, Echo, what are you doing? Because Rory's like, oh, that's cute, and then sees that, and just horror aghast on his face, and runs over.
The
God,
guy,
what are you doing?
as you come up, will turn to you in a panic. I was petting her, and what?
Rory kind of just looks at him and is like, sir, I... Ow! Change back! Because he sees the man panicking, and I think he assumed that he was asking the man what he's doing to Echo. he just kind of, like, Roy just had hands up, looks at him like, he's like, Echo, please turn back.
Is he still holding your head?
Oh no, he like half threw it in a panic.
Her headless body's gonna get up.
The headless cat body's gonna give up. Or he's just gonna put his head in his hands in his head, or head in his hands, and go, oh no, Echo.
Just fucking sit there. She'll sit there as if what it's gonna look like is she's gonna lick her paw, but there's no head.
Rory just kind of pulls his face down, like, sir, don't worry, the cat's fine.
You'll see him kind of look a mix of horror and shock and panic. Kind of look in between you, look at Echo, look at you, look back at Echo.
Rory just kind of goes, trust me, the cat is fine.
You'll see the expression slowly shift to one of more curiosity, as he's kind of realizing not quite what's going on, but that there's something going on here, at least.
Rory kind of looks at the cat and goes, "Please, Echo, change back. Don't scare the poor man."
Are you anywhere near her? Like, did you kneel down to her?
He kind of ran over and like he's now begging in front of the body, like on his knees. "Please turn back. Stop scaring them." Not the head, just the body. He doesn't know where the head is.
Just hear a meow from
Just
the
rolling
head.
away.
You just hear a meow from the head.
Oh god. The class has slowly kind of wandered over to try to see what's going on. They're all kind of crowding around now.
Rory just goes, "Please, Echo. Don't make me explain it to them."
She plays with his hair. Like literally patting his hair around him.
The guy, the professor guy, to you, Rory, will go, kind of calming down now, will go, if I may ask, what is she exactly?
This is Echo. She is my companion and friend and roommate. And Echo, please. He looks over. Please stop scaring the poor man and the students.
She will go invisible, straighten Rory up, essentially, like pick him up, and then
Rory
like
has a face. Like, what is going on?
Kind of just uses Rory as cover to turn back in to Echo and step out from behind him.
Okay.
Oh, well, I was just having a little bit of fun.
Rory kind of chuckles. I can see that. Not everyone knows you can do that, Echo. Trust me. I did not know you could do that as a cat, though.
Well, of course I can. And of course I would do that to somebody who doesn't know. It's more fun that way. She'll give the guy a
traumatic. It's like, nothing like good old traumatization in school, I guess.
Is the guy hot that she did this to?
Yeah, I mean, sure. He's an elf.
Oh.
But kind of a buff one, because he's a sword fighter.
Oh.
So, sure.
Okay.
She
Buff
will
elf.
give him a little bit of a smile. Like, get all, like shuffle up close to him. Put her little hand on his chest. And goes, terribly sorry. I just was bored. Her tail doing the under the chin thing.
Roy kind of goes like, "Oh man, Echo, I get it. He's high. You don't gotta flirt with him too."
Yes. She'll do elevator eyes on him.
Roy kind of just looks at him and goes, whoop mouth. "I'm so sorry."
Both of you guys give me insight checks.
Insight? What are we inciting? Oh boy.
Wow, great rolls from both of you guys. You'll see now that he realizes that the cat has not been killed through some kind of horrible accident, and that everything is fine, and this was just some fucked up prank on him. He looks bemused and also more curious about Echo and the fact that that was something that she could do. Not that you guys would probably know this, but given that you're what he would be, the magic that he would be familiar with would be illusion based, which is sort of what that is, but not in the same parameters in that he wouldn't be able to identify it as being an illusion spell because it's not really that. So you can see there's definitely some curiosity towards you, Echo. Not necessarily reciprocating the flirtatiousness, not necessarily not either, but you can tell the curiosity from a more of an academic standpoint is kind of overriding that right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll go, that's quite all right. I'm glad you're okay. Neat little trick you got there, I must say.
Why, thank you.
Rory goes like, "Oh man, Echo, you're gonna scare like someone eventually, and they're gonna think you actually died."
Good. She gives her grin, but it's like more creepy.
Ooh.
Like the eyes. Oh wait, she doesn't have slits. Huh.
Oh yeah, she just has spirals.
You know what? Her spirals will go into slits. Like
Yeah.
And it's part of the illusion. You don't know.
mhm.
Rory kind of just blurts out, "Like, man, I know he's hot, but you didn't even scare you didn't even scare Timber like that."
Timber's different.
I mean, but Timber was like good looking like this man over here. Not real. Rory just says that out loud and goes, and just makes a face like, "I said that out loud." Anyway, what were you doing, Echo?
Waiting for you. I got bored.
Oh, I'm sorry, but overwhelming is the word. Rory goes, but actually, the headmaster asked me to come over here to talk to the person teaching singing blade, song blade. What is it? Sing blade, song blade. He starts listing other combinations of the words.
You'll see the guy kind of turn his attention to you. Oh, so you're looking for me, huh?
Echo starts rotisserie chickening.
Good.
Roy just looks really embarrassed now. I guess I am.
Well, what can I help you with?
Rory's just kind of red as tomato because everything that has just happened. Well, I mean, the headmaster fighting magic. Yeah. Surprise. That's what Rory says.
You'll see him kind of look like not quite narrow his eyes, but just kind of look a little like confused. Are you looking to enroll?
Rory kind of sighs like, okay, let me start over. My name is Rory. I'm trying to figure out what type of magic I want to enroll here. I don't really know. I have magic myself, and it's more in, as everyone says, more in line with divine magic and rather than arcane. And they pointed me in this direction because, well, I also work for the real department.
All right. Fighting or
Well, I mean, it's only been like a week. We haven't really gotten to fight, but I can fight.
what you fight with?
Uh, Rory pulls out the hand crossbow and a dagger.
All right. We usually focus more on blades, but I mean, magic can still be useful, even from a range. Just kind of be a bit of a different technique. I mean, you're welcome to stick around. Finishing up training now, but train most weekdays out here around this time. Rory, give me a history check.
A what?
History.
Oh, history. I thought you said a street. I'm like, that's a stat you could you could roll here. History check.
All right. As he kind of gestures to the class, which is some of them have gone back to sparring. Some of them are still just kind of hanging out and watching all of this. You will recognize the guard who was there the night that Homer collapsed up at the North Bridge. Is
Oh.
among the students, and when you make eye contact with him, he'll give you a little wave.
Oh, Rory kind of just sheepishly waves back to him too.
Can I? Do I notice this?
Your passive perception would probably be high enough, yeah. Not to have to roll, you just notice it.
Would Rory have heard that? Or is Echo just saying that to herself, not out loud? Whatever noise that was.
Can I get can I insight the dude that Rory waved to?
Sure.
See how
Are you trying to...
I'm trying to gauge on how he looks, like how he, like what he feels, I guess, seeing
Mhm.
Rory.
Sure.
What? I'm confused. What's going on now?
I think Echo is trying to piece together how you two know each other.
Oh.
You'd see he looks let's see, with a 19. You can see it's kind of the sort of generic friendly, like, oh, we know each other, so I'm acknowledging you. You also notice there's a bit of almost relief on his face, like looking at Rory here. Kind of hard to really know like why or what the context for that is, but
I also don't know why. I'm waving, and Rory's waving to him. Interesting. I won't know that, but at least Echo knows something's there. Rory just goes, so I could stay and watch you guys train, or...
sure, if you'd like. Probably won't be out for too much longer now, but get you an idea at least.
Rory also goes, oh, maybe I could show you what something I know how to do with, I guess, the magic I do have. If that's all right.
Sure.
So I'm assuming it doesn't, like, because we're not in battle, but maybe, I don't know. He tries to do the Rite of the Frozen again on his weapon, what he did for the headmaster. Just on does that matter?
I think technically you should only be able to do it. Is it once per day?
Oh, it's once per day, but it's also, wait, it goes until we do a long rest, I think. So it's still doing, it's still there then.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there's a fact it lasts until you finish or short or long rest. So it's basically until he rests. So he still has a cold weapon on him.
Okay,
Never
cool.
mind. That doesn't do it. It's like, So he pulls
Um,
out. He shows the cold weapon to him.
cool. Also, as an out of character aside, your fighting style is based on your scimitars, isn't, or your scythes, your sickles?
He had like when you dual wield the dagger and the sickle. Yes,
Okay,
that's more
gotcha.
for. That's when he's doing. So that's when
Right.
because he dual wields. When he's Rory, he dual wields with the hand crossbow and the dagger. When he dual wields with as the other personality, it's the sickle and the dagger.
Gotcha. Okay.
He's always dual wielding something.
Yeah.
But
The key is one of those somethings is always a blade.
yeah,
Yeah, as you show the knife, I assume is
yeah,
what
the
you have.
dagger. The dagger is the cold one. Yeah.
You show it to him, he'll kind of questioningly hold out a hand, sort of like implying asking if he could look at it.
Uh,
Um
Rory goes, sure, and kind of gives him the dagger. So hold
he'll
and
he'll
see.
take it, turn it over in his hands. You'll see his eyes change color for a moment, sort of flash a different color as he looks it over. Kind of nod a little bit. That's fascinating. And this is just something you can do. This isn't a spell.
Rory's like, just nods and goes, yeah, I could also apply it to my crossbow if I want. Makes all the arrow bolts kind of shoot cold instead.
Huh. Well, I'll be. See, we use magic to do similar stuff. So if that's something already in your wheelhouse, it's certainly a good start. Hey,
Yeah.
Axel. And he'll actually wave the guy that you recognize over. And he'll walk up. And the professor will tell him to take out his sword and demonstrate green flame blade, which I believe I'm hoping here that I'm explaining this correctly, because that is not one that I use too often. Brandish the weapon, yes, okay. So yeah, you'll see him take out his sword, kind of wave his hand over it as he casts the spell, and you'll see it get a bit of a green shimmer to it. Um, and then the professor will pull out a sword. Um, they'll sort of exchange blows, and you'll see green fire uh, lash out from the man's sword, hitting would have hit the professor, except he throws a shield up to deflect it. And then the two of them kind of separate, and he looks at you. So that's the kind of thing that we sort of focus on with our magic, along with the protective spells, the stuff to make you harder to hit, give you better mobility. If
Rory's
you're gonna
eyes are like sparkling wide with amazement.
if you're
And he
gonna
goes,
be on the sorry, go ahead.
he goes, no way, you can do that, and I don't without bleeding.
You gotta yeah, no bleeding involved with this. Just good old fashioned magic.
Rory goes, whoa.
If you are gonna be on the battlefield, I mean, this might just be the school for you. Not many people enroll, as you can see here, and he'll gesture around to the himself and the 8 students. This is the extent of our school. We got a couple who stop in just for keeping up their training, but these are our enrolled students at least. This is it. This is everybody. And the students who have still kind of been hanging around will all sort of wave and kind of acknowledge you.
Rory's eyes get really wide. He's like, whoa, this is such a big class. And he gets all smiley. And you're in charge of like everyone here?
Yep.
Whoa. And he kind of looks towards Echo. Echo, what do you think? This could be helpful on our missions, right?
I think very much so.
And and that means I could, if I learn magic here, I could protect you guys without having to.
Ow.
He kind of just trails off there.
Echo hits her head on a nearby pillar.
Just throws herself against the wall.
Rory is like, give me it like a day, but I'm really interested.
No need to rush. Like I said, we meet here just about every weekday around this time. You want to stop by, get some first-hand experience in, see how you like it?
Rory just like kind of eagerly nods. And then he turns to the guard he recognizes. He's like, Axel, right?
That's me.
Do you think it's a good idea?
I think we'd all be happy to have you.
Rory kind of just cheaply smiles. I mean, like, but do you think it's a good idea?
Well, if the job you're in is gonna have you fighting, I mean, it's as far as magic goes.
Rory kind of like nods, but he kind of like has like a more subtle smile there, and he goes, "Oh, well, I mean, yeah, yeah, I guess you're right."
He'll kind of clear his throat a little bit awkwardly, and go, well, I mean, like I said, we'd be happy to have you. So,
Well, I mean, I just gotta give him a few. Just want to make sure I think everything through, but I mean, this looks promising, if anything. And he kind of half smiles towards that.
he'll give you a smile, and after a second, kind of, I imagine most of the rest of the class has kind of petered off by now, excitement over sort of thing, and sort of, I guess, half as an aside, he'll go, so how did you and your friend fare after all that Saturday night?
Rory kind of looks at him like, "Are you talking about Homer Bum?"
Is that your friend who had the episode?
Rory just kind of nods.
Is he?
He's okay. He's doing better. I gotta thank you for at least keeping calmer than I did.
Of course, I mean,
Oh.
as a guard, you get used to seeing some things. And how about you? How are you handling it?
I mean, with everything that's been going on, I mean, there's been stuff to be watching out for, and I mean, I think I just want to be able to step up and help everyone here, at least while I can.
Well, you certainly seem to have the heart for it.
I mean, at least, like, you know, at least you didn't question me when I walked through, when I asked to be let through. So, at least not too badly.
Well, to be honest, I recognized your badge, so I
Right, the
assumed it
badge.
was rather
The
an
badge.
emergency.
Right. Rory just kind of laughs. It's like, yeah, I always have it on. I always kind of forget at this point that I have it on. But I do appreciate that you were there.
course. Glad I could be of service.
I am so appreciative with you
Ah.
helping. Maybe you should come over for dinner one of these days.
Rory kind of just looks at Echo, like, "What are you doing?"
What? I would like to give him a meal for helping.
I don't want to inconvenience the man, though.
I don't think a meal is inconvenient.
I mean, Axel, if you want to join us for food, Echo makes a mean food meal. He's trying to think of the word for breakfast or dinner, but he just said that instead.
A very mean food meal indeed.
He's a
you'll
good
see
cook,
him
is
kind
basically what he says.
get a little bit of a sort of smile. Well, sure. I mean, if you'd like me to, I don't want to inconvenience you.
Oh, nonsense. I love feeding people.
I mean, I just don't want to get him in trouble from his guard position.
I mean, I don't think that'll happen.
I do usually take the morning patrol, so
Rory kind of looks at him like, "Wait, you're not there the entire time?"
no, we take 6-hour shifts.
The man has to sleep.
I mean, I just assumed he did the day and someone covered the night, but we like he was there early in the morning, Echo. Like,
Well, it's a good thing, too. I bet if it was
Huh?
anybody else, they'd just shut you down.
Rory kind of looks like something. Really, your coworkers would have not let me through? He kind of just says with bigger eyes and worried eyes.
Well, no. Most of the squad are fairly understanding. I'm sure they would have seen the emergency of the situation and understood.
She hits her head again on the pillar.
Throws her head against the wall again.
Again?
It's
No,
Just like
another pole.
like that Sherlock scene where he's just bouncing a tennis ball against the wall over and over
It's
again,
just
and
she's
it's
throwing her
echoing
head.
with her head. Yeah.
I just.
Oh my god.
I'm sure Homer would like to say thank you as well. And if he doesn't, well, I'll give him a good wallop.
Rory starts like getting excited. Like, oh yeah, you did help us with Homer.
Yes, that's why I would like him to come and have a meal.
Rory kind of looks at her like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, that makes sense.
What?
Rory's just beaming now. Yeah, come for dinner. We gotta thank you for that.
All right. I mean, if you insist.
All right, it's a deal then. You're gonna join us for dinner one day. Echo, what day?
What day would you like, darling?
Yeah, Axel, what day would you like?
Oh, well, I'm like I said, I'm free most evenings, so whenever it's convenient for you all, I suppose.
Rory looks to Echo.
Well, he's your friend.
but technically, we're just getting reacquainted. So he looks over to Axel.
And what better way to reacquaint than to make plans?
Rory kind of just stares. Would tomorrow be good for you?
Sure, sure.
Okay,
Let's see, what's your favorite food?
You see him kind of freeze up for a second, kind of think for a bit. Well, I'm not picky. I'm sure whatever you were going to make is quite all right.
Oh, I could always use suggestions.
Well, perhaps Rory here would like to pick then.
Rory goes, me?
Do you have a favorite food?
Rory kind of like looks down his hand and goes, he kind of looks towards Echo. Like,
Do I?
do I have a favorite food? They're not saying it out loud. He just kind of looks like Echo, like, what do I say?
What's the most tastiest thing that you've had, Rory?
The apple pie.
I can definitely make another one.
But that's not food. That's
I mean,
like
it's
dessert.
yes, I can.
That's like,
I can make another one, but I need suggestions for dinner that night.
Rory kind of just blank stares.
Now you know my pain.
Rory kind of goes like, what did we eat dinner? He's like, brownies? That doesn't count, that's dessert. Apple pie? That doesn't count, that's dessert. You just see him like, they go, aha, I'm like, wait, that's breakfast. He's just going, huh. And you, like, you see him go, oh, I know, huh. Every single time he's thinking of something.
I like to think he's just like muttering a bunch of different desserts under his breath. Just like, wait, no. Brownie? No.
And then he goes like, and then you hear him say like, oh, the mashed, like, not potatoes, the breakfast potatoes, and wait, that was breakfast. You just hear him going through a list of food that he remembers, and he doesn't remember the dinners. He only remembers the breakfast and the dessert. He's like, pancakes? We had that for breakfast.
Well,
he's like going to. He's trying to remember now. He's like, oh boy.
I suppose breakfast for dinner is always an option.
Rory kind of just slowly looks at Echo and kind of goes,
What's your favorite breakfast?
Pancakes.
Then I shall make pancakes.
But isn't that a breakfast?
Well, as he said, you can have breakfast for dinner, or brinner, as I've heard some people say.
Wow.
Rory just goes.
I don't know if she would have heard that, but we'll go.
Rory just kind of mutters, who calls it brinner?
I like to think Echo, there was like one specific person in Echo's life who said that. Maybe Claire.
It's Claire!
That's cute. Aww.
When you do breakfast for dinner scenarios.
No.
No.
Rory's just kind of muttering like, what's Brenner? Who calls it Brenner?
Breakfast, dinner.
Rory just goes, oh. Rory goes, okay, okay.
If Homer were here, he'd call you artistic.
But I'm not doing anything with art. Is it because I'm always drawing in my notebook?
Maybe.
I'll ask him when we get back.
I don't really know what he means by that.
Rory kind of tilts his head. I'm not too sure either, if I'm being honest. Wow, we're really both just going with like we don't know what autistic means.
She's a Victorian lady. You cough in her direction, she's probably dead.
It's a good thing there's no diseases in the city.
And I'm trying to just going along the logic while like it became so prevalent that everyone's just like this in the future.
Yeah.
Which is very possible because
The
now we're talking about
neurodivergents inherit the world.
yeah, and it's just very common now. So
Could have also been the type of thing where, like, that's not what they call it anymore, but...
oh, very much so, probably. I'm going off of that
Mhm.
Mojo Dojo in my head. You never know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as you... Assuming you guys kind of finish up, say your goodbyes.
Rory waves like eagerly to him. And
As you...
walks out.
As you say your goodbyes, he'll say that he was happy to run into you again, and hopes that you'll be sticking around for the blade singing.
Echo will give him like an address for the dinner.
Cool. Good.
And Rory just goes, "Oh, that's what it's called, blade slinging." And he gives him like a big thumbs up with a cheeky smile.
He'll return the thumbs up and give you a smile as well.
I would like to insight both Rory and the dude.
All right.
Insight. Fuck.
Which one is that applying to?
I'm gonna say, are you rolling for? You could roll two if you'd like.
That one's for Rory.
Okay.
The 12?
Yeah.
Okay. Echo gets a sense that Rory is hoping he's making a friend.
Oh. And then this one.
Fuck! What is this? What is she inciting from Axel?
Yeah, you would get the sense probably a little bit throughout the conversation, and especially as he kind of says his goodbyes. There's a little bit of fondness there.
Oh.
Huh? What? Wait, where did that come from?
Okay.
You can tell he was definitely less concerned about Homer, the person who was actually hurt, than
Wow.
than to see that Rory is good.
Oh wow. Okay. I wonder why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
curious.
Only the world knows.
On the way back home, Echo is like, "So, what do you think of Axel?"
I'm surprised you remembered me.
I'm not.
It's one of those things where, like, I was such in a frantic state, and not gonna lie, I did try sneaking past him before, and he did not like that.
That wasn't that. I don't think that was him.
Is that no? That's the point.
Okay, fair enough.
Rory's mixing up the guards.
Gotcha, yeah.
I'm glad you caught on. Like, I don't think that's right. Like, no, that's the point. Rory's mixing up the
Gotcha.
guards.
Gotcha.
Which is gonna cause problems down the line. I just feel it.
Yeah, I figured when he had the reaction to the comment about Homer and realizing that he was the one there, that he might have been, but yeah.
Rory is like, maybe he just ran over.
It was the same guy. He guards both bridges.
Yeah, that's reasonable. That's reasonable. He patrols both. You never know.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
He seems very nice.
I mean, at least he remembered me, so that's a plus.
You are very memorable, Rory.
What are you talking about, Echo?
You couldn't leave my mind if you even tried.
I mean, but you leave your head all the time.
Oh, you know, you're right. I really need to attach it to my body. I really would leave it everywhere if it wasn't.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, I can see now why Felly puts up an autism thing now. Hold on, wait.
Are you just picking up on that?
I just picked up why he kept saying that. Oh my god. I'm literally just going like, yeah, that sounds like something Rory would say. And I'm like, oh god. Hold on, wait a minute. Sorry. Wow, that shows my self-awareness with that. Okay, anyway, continue.
Well, I'm excited for him to come have dinner with us.
Are you sure you're okay with making breakfast for dinner?
Why, yes, I've done it many times.
Roy's is like, I just feel bad because I just realized I don't remember a lot of the dinners we have. Although I do love the desserts. He starts drooling while thinking about the desserts.
I'll just have to work harder to make more memorable dinners.
Rory starts thinking, actually, why don't I remember the dinners, actually?
Because I don't think we state what they are.
I was gonna say, we always ask about the breakfast. We never ask about the dinner.
And then sometimes you mention the desserts. That's why he's going through this. Okay, good. We have a lore reason. Rory is now just forgetful of what we're eating at dinner. Maybe it's a tiredness. Let's go with that, because he's tired.
I think you and him are going to be great friends.
You think we're gonna be friends?
Yes.
I hope we get to be friends. You see Rory start doing that skip walk thingy that people do when they're excited and they're not aware they're excited. Oh, I really do hope we could be friends.
I think so.
Is there anything else you wanted to do while we're here, though, Echo?
I'm completely dead in the water here. I have nothing to do here.
It's okay. I kind of saw a lot what I want to do. I do think I do want to give that blade slinging class as a sign up.
Well, that's exciting.
Feel like it could really help with us in general, and maybe. And he kind of looks at his hands. Maybe that means I wouldn't have to keep bleeding to help you guys.
Yeah, we can't have that now, can we?
As he says that, his hands sort of tremble a little bit, and he kind of puts his hands in his pocket. Well, shall we go home then, Echo?
I think so.
Ooh, I can't wait to tell Gurn and Homer about this. We should also make sure Homer knows that guard helped save him.
Yeah, he should. Another maybe set of opinions might help him figure out that what he's doing isn't the best.
Rory kind of stops and hangs his head a little lower. You don't think I overreacted to that, do you, Echo?
Not at all.
I mean, it is his life.
He might not value it, but we sure do, don't we?
Yeah. He makes life fun.
He does. I just really wish I had prestidigitation for him.
Prestidigita who now?
That's a spell that can clean. Tyriad's used it.
He kind of looks over. When did this happen?
Oh, a while back. More so when Homer's been very unneat. Really.
Unneat.
Which is all the time.
Oh.
But
I was gonna say, Rory's gonna say, I was just like, isn't that his state normally?
yes, but I mean, the other day he was eating syrup and it was in his beard, and I don't think he even cleaned it up. So
Rory goes like, was that what the slurping noise was?
yes.
I was wondering what he was eating that was so slippery sounding. That was syrup?
Echo shivers.
Isn't syrup sticky?
Yes. Unfortunately.
Rory shudders. He feels the spine chill down, go down. Oh Lord. He does like a small like hand gesture. Lady of the Crimson, please forgive me for what I said. Because he was muttering to himself when he said, "Oh Lord." Basically, think of the sign of the cross, but not sign of the cross. So, like 4 points, and then like cross with his hands. Rory is part of a religious divinity thing. Remember that. So, although he does not actively pray, he just does it when he oversteps. He feels like. And so they head on home, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll leave it there.
Yeah!
Good bonus content, guys. I think we got some usable